Welcome back to another episode on the J.A.T side. I'm your host, Jalen Austin Taylor, and today is February 13th, 2024. And more importantly, today marks the 100th episode on the J.A.T side. And before I get into day 13 of the Black History Month series, I wanted to take a couple minutes and just reflect on the journey to get here and just the JAT side in general. And when I decided to start making episodes um on the JAT side in about the end of February 2022, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I was gonna do with the JAT side, but I just knew it was something I wanted to do. And now today on February 13th, so about almost 2 years later, now we're recording the 100th episode on the JAT side. And the JAT side, it originally, um the reason why I even had the podcast set up and everything was because of a middle school business class that I took. And then like a year later, I was just like, okay, I want to do this podcast thing, so I already have like the basis for it, and I can just change a few things, and then bam, here we are. So I want to thank everybody who's supported me from the time I started this podcast until now. If you've ever listened to one, if you've, shared it with somebody, and, that really means a lot to me. Each listen that I get, each play that I get is just like the connections that I build and just the impact that I'm able to make through this podcast. I feel like that's the best thing about it because you never know who's going to listen to your podcast. You never know what type of impact you're going to make on somebody listening to any of one of my episodes, because I talk about a variety of topics on the JAT side, from school to my personal issues, and I just try to you know make the best I try to make the best episodes depending on like what's on my heart and what's on my mind, and just give you guys the content and how I feel about it. And then I just hope that you know it's perceived the right way, and that like I said, able to make a positive impact on somebody else besides just recording these for my personal satisfaction. But getting into today's episode, let's go ahead and do it. Day 13 of the Black History Month series. Let's get it. So today I'm going to be talking about Blanche Bruce. All the information I got for today's episode came from the weforum.org website, the World Economic Forum's official website. So some basic info about Blanche Bruce. He was born March 1st, 1841, as a slave in Farmville, Virginia. His mother was a slave and his father was her owner. In 1874, he was elected to represent Mississippi in the Senate, and he became the first black man elected to serve a full term in the U.S. Senate. After serving his first term, he remained in Washington, working in a number of government positions, and became the first black person to receive votes for nomination to the vice presidency. An interesting fact about Blanche Bruce is that he also founded the first school for black children in the state of Missouri. That was prior to him moving to Mississippi. He moved to Mississippi after the Civil War. And I chose him for today's episode because he is the only former slave to serve in the United States Senate. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the 100th episode on the JAT side and day 13 of the Black History Month series. I'm going to be back tomorrow on Valentine's Day for day 14 of the Black History Month series. But until then, I'm your host, Jalen Austin Taylor, and I'm out.